evening and welcome to some SPFL Trust Trophy action as Alloa Athletic take on Queen of the South. Your teams this evening, starting with the visitors. Number 1, Max Curry. 2, David Mackay. 6, Harry Cochran. 7, Rooney Payson. 8, Josh Todd. 10, Lee Connolly. 12, Hugh McKenna. 17, Stephen Hendry. 20, Ross Irving. 27, Lewis Gibson. 33, Willie Gibson. On the bench for Queen of the South, 43, Sam Henderson. 11, Connor Murray. 15, Calvin McGrory. 18, Kieran McKechnie. 19, Michael Ruth. 21, Tom McMahon. 22, Ewan Bange. 28, Ben Johnson. And 29, Jay Burns. Your Alloa team this evening: in goals, number 31, Jay Hogarth. Outfield, number 2, Scott Taggart. 3, Daniel Church. 20, Cameron O'Donnell. 11, Murray Miller. 7, Kevin Colley. 5, Andy Graham. 16, Adam King. 18, Connor Salmon. 15, Ross McKeever. And 19, Stephen Buchanan. On the bench for the Wasps: 21, Keir Burt. 4, Craig Howie. 6, Mark Downan. 12, Stephen Scoogle. 24, Luke Rankin. 10, Bradley Rodden. 22, Paul McLaren. Your referee this evening is Greg Aitken, and his assistants Graham McNally and Liam Duncan. And welcome to the Rex in the SPFL Trust Trophy Last 16 as Alloa take on Queen of the South. I'm Kieran Mooney and joined by a familiar face. Good to have you back on, Brian Roach. How are we getting on today?
Maybe we're a familiar voice and a familiar face, but it's good to be back. Not been on the commentary for a while, so let's see how it goes. Fun and games.
Yeah, keeps you inside the press box on an absolutely freezing night, which is always a good thing, I suppose. Looking at this Alloa team, it was a tough, well, it wasn't quite a tough game, but it was maybe a tough game to watch last Saturday, that 0-0 up at Montrose. Solid at the back, but not much up front. What did you kind of make of it going into today as well?
I thought it was two poor teams last week. I thought that the clean sheet will probably help us. I think there's still a wee bit of, confidence might have been hit a wee bit by that Edinburgh City collapse. So try to get over that a wee bit. The clean sheet will hopefully help with that. You're right, we didn't look dangerous till the end in terms of scoring, but I suppose it was a decent point overall.
Yeah, you could see a little bit of fragility. You could see that probably at the end of the open goal game as well, that they're still trying to get over that, because it was totally an absolute mental end to the game. It's going to take a couple of weeks, but it's an opportunity tonight at home in the cup to kind of banish that and get through to the next round.
It took me a couple of weeks to get over it, never mind the players, so I'm sure that's the case.
There's a couple of faces coming into the team which is worthwhile highlighting. Just as the teams come out, there's 4 Alloa players that
come into the starting 11 from last Saturday. Cameron O'Donnell, Murray Miller, Kevin Cawley and young Stephen Buchanan. Is there any one of those four in particular that you're looking at and delighted to see? I mean, Kevin Cawley is always good to see back in this team.
So one, isn't it? The wee man's back. Obviously he was out last week along with a couple of other players, so good to see him back. Hopefully this is a bit like the Airdrie game we had in the last round. Just let's hope for a decent open game where the result matters, but it's a break for the league, so hopefully we'll just see two teams going into it.
Yeah, there's a place in the quarter-finals of this Challenge Cup up for grabs. Some decent memories over the years in this competition, and it's kind of, if you can get past this round, you can really start thinking about, there could be a potential of some silverware as well. So let's see how it goes for Queen of the South. Probably a couple of noticeable mentions in their team as Gibson Senior and Gibson Junior start, as does ex-Wasp Lee Connolly, so we'll keep an eye on the three of them in particular.
The father and son duo, innit? I remember the Good Johnsons did that for Iceland, didn't they? So that's a unique one. Doesn't happen very often.
Willie Gibson in particular, he's not played a lot of football this season, but one game that he decided to rock up in, of course, was the game up at Palmerston against us, and he absolutely terrorised O'Donnell that night. I thought he played really well. Gibson Senior.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen a guy run the show so much for a right back position. He was excellent that day. Yeah, Cameron O'Donnell really struggled with him, didn't he?
I suppose O'Donnell back in a natural centre mid position as we go along looking for Salmon. Trickle through to Curry though. If we can repeat the heights of the last time out against these two teams, we'll be doing well.
Yeah, that was a glorious day. So we talked about the fall at Edinburgh, but there was a real high that day when we got the sort of 3 goals in 10 minutes, and that was a great day. Great day. Last time we were here, actually.
Yeah, that's true actually. Yeah, I mean, it was a game that Queen of the South dominated much of the first half, to be honest. But Alloa, just in that 5-minute spell from about 62 minutes onwards, were just unplayable.
Yeah, you never saw it coming. You never did, especially in the first half. I remember, obviously, Queens went 1 up, but they had a couple of chances before that. I think they scored with 2 minutes gone. Yeah. So they were all over us. Their away form's actually pretty good this season, so kind of expected that, but certainly didn't expect the second half as good as it was.
I mean, it's probably a good thing to see Gavin Riley not in the team. He's the man who scored in both of the previous fixtures, not starting tonight, not on the bench either, so there'll have to be someone else if they've got any chance of coming through.
They've got Peyton, haven't they, that scored 12, I think. 12?
13, I think.
13.
I think he scored last week at East End Park as well, so and obviously Lee Connolly just driving into the box, dancing his way through. Connolly, and he's opened the score in early doors. You've just spoken about Queen of the South scoring 2 minutes last time. They've replicated it again. It's number 10, it's the ex-Wasp, Lee Connolly.
Goal Queen of the South, number 10, Lee Connolly.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Yeah, exactly the same as last time. I didn't quite have enough time in the pre-match to build up to Lee Connolly, but he was one of the ones that we were going to talk about.
We never even got there.
He's beat me to it, but we know so much about Lee Connolly, and that was just a classic Connolly goal. But there's definitely elements of Alloa's defending there that you would probably look at.
I mean, he ran well off the last man, who was Andy. They outran him. You can see Andy actually talking to the midfield there, seeing how that ball went through. There's a bit of an inquest going on there as they took centre, but great start for Queens, I guess.
I suppose it's deja vu, like we say. 2 minutes again. Can Alloa keep themselves in it in the first half and find their way back into this game?
Best time you concede a goal, Kieran, 2 minutes gone. That's what I always say when you concede an early goal. Rather concede it with 2 minutes gone than 2 minutes to go.
It just seemed to happen in slow motion, didn't it? And with the kind of the lack of atmosphere in this sort of cup tie on a Friday night as well, in the cold, I wasn't even sure if anyone was actually celebrating that either. Lee was wheeling away into the silence, but a decent finish from him, to be fair.
It looks for the Queen's away support like we've got most of them listening to us this tonight, and I don't blame them.
Well, we can only apologise. Yeah, Alloa need to get their foot on this game a little bit. Just calm it down. Going on the far side. Coley looking to twist his way round about, but it's picked out. It's come off a Kuna South player for a corner kick. Something out of nothing, but it's a chance. We know Cammy's decent from dead balls. The last time he played was the game he got sent off, but a couple of assists before his red card. Headed clear by Cochrane, not the best. Not quite the first man, but not much better, to be honest.
That was a frustrating fact about our corner kicks on Saturday. I don't know if you noticed. Adam rarely bet the first man at a corner. It's quite frustrating.
Yeah, there's nothing more frustrating. Well, conceding a goal in the second minute is frustrating, but not beating the first man at corner kicks is definitely a classic pet peeve of football. Not the best from Cammy as he's will lose out again, and Kuna South look to hit the wasp on the break. Connolly's demanding it. Is dealt with. Salmon's touch is a decent one. He gets a roar from the stand.
That was a bit random.
One of the expectation levels of the opening half so far. Just trickle out for a Queen's throw in.
Much the same as the last game, Kieran. The turnover of possession and they're attacking quick. They did that obviously the first, like you said, the whole of the first half last time out. So none should be a surprise to us here. Here they go again.
It looks a bit disjointed at the back as Connolly seems to have acres of space to run into, and I'm just wondering what the defence. I know we're playing a back four, but that was Daniel Trich that was over into centre half to cover, and the goal there was definitely big gaping holes. It's unlike Andy and Tags.
Yeah, he had to tuck right in there. Thank God he did.
Here is the manager Gibson. Just skips past Salmon. But Salmon does well to win it back. There's definitely more excitement in the stands than on the pitch so far in the opening 6-7 minutes.
I'm trying to see who it is in the stand. It's as loud as I've seen the main stand in about 20 years.
Goal kick. Scurry over it. And that's a pretty poor goal kick at that as well. Trying to work out the front three formation there. Do you think it's McKeever sitting in behind Buchanan and Salmon, but there just seems to be a lot of drifting out to the wider areas as well?
Yeah, I think that's it, but I think we're just getting pulled around a bit, so it's difficult, like you say, to ascertain it, but I think that's what it is. McIver's going to drop in that hole.
Alloa battling well, but Salmon's absolutely throwing his body about and hauls down Connolly in the process. Good to see a bit of bite, good to see a bit of fight from him.
Love it, love it. Great, need to see more of that. He seems super aggressive. I think Willie Gibson turned him, I don't think he was very happy, so he's clearly fired him up, which we like to see.
Yeah, I think Connolly's a player that you can't, well, we've seen it already, but you can't give him half a yard. He just loves to take you on the half turn, take the ball for a run as well. It's important that we just get as tight as possible to make it awkward.
Probably there's a reason for it, but really surprised he's played a lot of his season for the bench this season.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised by that. But there must be something going on there that we don't know about, but he always looks good. He scored at Ibrox against Rangers when I saw him. He just never seems to get a start. He obviously has got a start tonight.
Yeah, he started in the last round of the Cup as well. He started last week, but I think you're right. I think that's only his couple of starts already this season. I'm not too sure if he's the manager's favourite. Not too sure I heard that, but I don't know if there's something maybe on that side of things, because Lee Connolly was a shining light in that team that got relegated last season, and I was actually surprised to see him stay on, let alone be sat on the bench.
Yep, because obviously Connor Shields, he went up the way, and I expected the same with the form he had, you know, like you say. So, yeah, surprised he's not played a lot this season.
Harry Cochrane switches it out. It's a decent ball from him. He's got the overlap on the left, but Todd hopes to hold it up. Here's Gibson, whips it in. Hogarth gets a good hand to it. Corner kick though to Queen of the South, but keeper's done all he can there. It'll be Gibson Jr. over to keep the corner on the far side. Whips it in. It's an awkward one to deal with, and it's come all the way out to Cochrane. Good sliding block from Andy Graham. I think there's slight claims for a handball or something, but it's nothing really in it.
They're giving a handball for that. But no, there's not like it. But good charging out by Andy.
Corner's a better one, but straight into the hands of Hogarth. Does spill it, but nobody pouncing on it. Hogarth goes long immediately. Can he get Buchanan in behind? He is in. It's Stephen Buchanan. It's a good save from Max Curry. It took me a second there as I saw the net rippling, but the keeper's got a good hand to it. That's what you get with Jay Hogarth, though. I've been speaking about it the last couple of weeks. His distribution, how accurate and how quick it is. It's such an asset, and Buchanan, the benefactor of there, and so close to the equaliser out of nothing, really.
Out of nothing, yeah. I mean, it was a bit of an error by the Queen's left back there, but he actually got a good shot away. It was a decent save.
It's a better corner from Cammy. Battling only as far as Colley, still in the box. Can Andy carve an opportunity open? Should be a corner kick. Let's go for a goal kick. I would say, in comparison to the way the last Queen of the South game started, despite being 1-0 down, this is probably a more competitive Alloa performance so far in the opening 11 minutes. Just that one lapse of concentration sees us a goal down.
Yeah, we've settled it down a bit after the goal, but as we say, turnover of possessions, Queen still look pretty dangerous. So. But it's not half as bad as what it was. Funnily enough, ironically, we say about with the 5-1 game. For 10-15 minutes, Queen's just absolutely plastered us all over the pitch.
And in the Palmerston game as well, I would arguably say, as a piece across the whole 90 minutes, it could potentially be Alloa's poorest performance of the season. Obviously, that 45 minutes in Edinburgh stands alone, but over the course of a 90 minutes, I thought Queen of the South were the much better team that day as well. Yeah, we stole a point. It was Dick Turpin stuff getting the point at the end there. As we all said, everybody admitted it, you know. I remember Jay Hogarth made a save towards the end, and I thought we might get a point here, but no, it was still daylight. You're right. It's Alloa again with the corner kick. Third crack at the whip. Another chance to get the ball into the box. Is it going to be third time lucky? Nice bit of spin on that from O'Donnell. Andy Graham looks like he was edging out for the spectacular. Still alive though for Alloa. Colley. No takers that time. Taggart just stopping any sort of counter attack anywhere will do. Shows for it, sucks two players in and opens it up to Gibson, who looks to switch it out. Colley's interception could get Alloa started in the counter attack, but Buchanan plays it safe back to the goalkeeper. Davis Flaccon's a good one. Salmon looks to hold it up well, good strength, seems to come off the hand, but he fancies the effort, and what a sweet strike there from Adam King. Brilliant battling from Salmon, but it's all in that finish from Adam King. Right into the bottom corner, and Alloa are level in this game.
It's a perfect strike, as you say, low into the keeper's left, pretty much unstoppable. There's no way the keeper was getting there. Great response. Now we've got a game.
Alloa, number 16, Adam King. We know Adam King does like, a good screamer or a goal of the season contender, and that's certainly going to be up there. Just so sweet.
A beauty. Like you say, Adam King, he did score a tap-in against Queens last time, but he rarely scores unspectacular goals, and that's one to his locker.
I think I'd probably say deserved. I think Alloa have been coming back into it.
Yep, I think it's pretty even. It's been pretty even.
Yeah. It's good for Adam King as well. He's had a nice run of starts in the team the last couple of weeks, albeit sometimes at right back, sometimes centre mid, but that's 3 games in a row he started, and now on the score sheet again, which is good as Alloa look to completely turn this game around. Not quite.
Yeah, King was a bit of a forgotten man under Brian Rice's start of the season. I thought he might just, peter out, but you're right, he's come back in and he's took a chance.
Yeah, he's always reliable when he comes in, isn't he? And he doesn't seem to be the one to ever throw his toys out the pram when he does sit on the bench for lengthy spells. But with their tails up, McKeever now. Find a way into the box. Bounces it back to Church. His cross comes in. It's Buchanan. Which was a little bit too much. Josh Dodd. Recovers well though.
Todd's another guy who, especially down at Palmerston, was excellent against us. I saw you guys on your podcast were highlighting his performance. He was really, really good.
Yeah, he just does such an important role sitting in front of that defence, but he can also step out and just make himself an option as well. He was a big miss, I think, in that. He's a player that, had he been on the full time and that flurry of Alloa goals, it probably doesn't happen.
Because a couple of goals came from exactly where he'd be, which was Offord's goal and Church's goal. Actually, that kind of position in the area would probably where Todd would be defending.
He's quite similar to John Robertson in that aspect as well. He's just always available. He can put a foot on the ball and just slow the game down and start to dictate it a little bit. But I don't think that excuses him for having a man bun, but we'll let him off.
Never does.
He wears it quite well, to be fair to me.
It's too common, that now. It's too common.
Willie Gibson over the free kick. Options up there, takes it short to Bonnelly. He fancies the effort. Really going to challenge anybody, but still alive and looks to get in behind Buchanan. Payton. It's fizz past Hogarth's goal there. Close, probably closer than we think from sitting up here.
But we seem a lot more comfortable at the back now because we are getting bodies behind the ball when they're attacking, which is changed for the first sort of 5 minutes.
Hogarth. We're playing it out from the back. Don't want to tempt fate, but hopefully about to make it out as well. There we go, just that's it. Jigs that. It's alive now with Todd, edge of the box on the left hand side now. Locked Payton's effort. Yeah, we've not really seen too much of that since, I can't even remember, was it Edinburgh we were playing at the start of the season, the game that we lost 4-2, that we conceded a goal quite similar to passing it out from the back, and since that, which was about the third or fourth game of the season, we've not really seen Jay and the defenders passing it about between themselves too much.
No, I mean, I'm old school. I'm starting to get used to it now in modern football, but I still get a bit tense and edgy when defenders start thinking they're Franz Beckenbauer in the Scottish League One.
It does it. It's good when it comes off, isn't it? And I can remember there was like a flurry of 5 minutes in the open goal game that Scott Taggart had started doing roulettes and stuff like that, and certainly putting the heart in people's mouths. But when you pull it off, it looks excellent. So.
I think that night we maybe should have thought about getting the second goal more than messing about at the back, but we got there in the end, and it was Tags that done the job, to be fair.
And we'll never talk about that again. One of those games.
I was furious when they equalised. But it was a good goal, to be fair. See, when you watch it back, the big prod foot, fair play to him.
I was always where they were going to get their goals from was going to be a set piece, and
because they never got up the park in the game here as well.
But, quite a flat Alloa performance, but thankfully we didn't have to sit through extra time, because that was
it was.
It is extra time and penalties tonight. If it is a draw, so keep an eye on that as the evening progresses, as Queen of the South come forward with Hendry from left back. And they just can't quite get the second ball. Now forward to Church. Calming it down a bit, but it's McKeever showing for it. Awkward one out to Church, so I'm passing it about well as well.
Yep. Just that final ball.
Good for Miller, battling, wins it off of Connolly. Salmon's going to take it with his back to goal. Keeps possession for Alloa. Church. Handed out by Gibson. There's certainly a bit of bite about winning it back.
Yeah, we're starting to get things our own way a wee bit now. We're starting to get a real foothold in the game. It's still a bit scrappy, but certainly it's looking quite encouraging.
Pitch has done well, and Cammy's picked up the second ball as well. Wants to go to his goalkeeper. Imagine he'll look to go long. Cammy takes one to the face. That'll be sore on a cold night like tonight, but Alloa back in possession.
Might heat you up though.
Garth long again for McKeever. He's done well to win that one, and O'Donnell's keeps possession. Miller just a bit slack. Again, Alloa are on the second ball. Colley, it's an acute pass to Church. Times he's run well, and Salmon was waiting for it. Good interception and clearance in the end from Queen of the South, David Mackay.
Colley's ball terrific there, terrific. Almost overhit it, but just perfect, and Church got a dangerous ball, and that was close.
Yeah, it was a nice curved run from Church as well to come onto it nicely. And it's certainly been this night and day. We spoke about it a lot in commentary. You've been at the game, so you wouldn't have heard it, but the difference in Daniel Church from last season is just unbelievable. The confidence that he plays going forward. Now you're fully expecting every time he puts the ball in the box, it's going to be pinpoint.
Yeah, he's kind of went for the whipping boy. Arguably, could possibly be one of our best, maybe our best player this season.
Yeah,
aye. Definitely up there. Definitely top three. Definitely up there.
Yeah, I would say so as well. He's up for 6 assists this season. He's got a couple of goals as well. 2 cracking finishes.
Brilliant. Oh, both his goals. Excellent. Excellent.
It just goes to show you what a bit of arm round the shoulder or a bit of building up can do.
Because he was never a bad player. He was never a bad player, even when he was kind of struggling a bit. And he got a bit of a tag because it was Ferguson that signed him. But I think Alloa fans, had him as a bit of a scapegoat, but they've really taken to him now, and we include us amongst that, obviously.
And with the kind of lacking depth of left back, it also makes this a factor. But if he gets injured, that's a major blow. Or if he's missing, it's a major blow, and that's something we probably wouldn't say last season because we were shoehorning the likes of Robertson into left back at points. But now you're saying if Church is missing, that's going to change the whole dynamic of the Alloa team.
And Church had to fight back for his place. He was out the team for a while this season. So he's had to fight for that, and that's worked for him because his performances have been really consistent since.
Payton does well to hold off Alloa, but Gibson's clearance is out for a throw-in. O'Donnell still got it, dancing his way through the crowd of blue shirts, and finally the free kick is given in his favour.
Good persistence and resilience there for O'Donnell. He won that foul.
Dunfermline have charged into a 3-0 lead up at Gayfield, away to Arbroath in this cup as well. So
I've just got World Cup, you've got the Challenge Cup.
Got the important stuff in this.
Argentina still 1-0. No, they're good. Kieran to my left, you're Kieran to my right. Kieran to my left had the game on a while ago. I thought he was going to keep it on the whole match, but he's actually got a job to do. I forgot about that. He's actually up here to work. He's not just watch a game.
I know it takes some dedication for. That's 2 Friday nights in a row that we've. Not in a row, but 2 Friday nights we've missed some World Cup action to watch Alloa, so we've got our priorities in check.
I have to say, I don't want to talk too much about World Cup, but I'm a bit worried that the tournament's opening up a bit. England better lose tomorrow night. Better.
Yeah, no other way of putting it.
I'm starting to get the fear a bit. The last 2 tournaments have been really, really bad for my nerves. I'd rather not have a repeat.
It's edging closer, but hopefully the French can do us a favour.
I heard a rumour Mbappe was injured. I thought, get that boy in cotton wool. Didn't he let him leave his bed until Saturday?
There's Todd, opportunity to break forward for the away side. Gives it away. Miller's touch is just a bit too heavy though, and Cochrane's latched onto it. Gibson goes forward. Yeah, it's a decent looking turn from Connolly, but Miller read it well. Still Queens look to carve an opening though. Aye. Back to Hendry. Turn there from Irving, and Graham just steps out, reads it well. He might have taken a couple too many touches, but does manage to get it clear eventually. And he's throw in for his side. Suppose it's worth mentioning. It's nice to see Andy Graham playing lots of football this season. Probably something we didn't quite expect, but the reason for that, and he's on the bench tonight. Mark Durnan returns to the squad after his training for the fire service, which is going to be a bonus because the centre half options the last couple of weeks, month or so, have certainly been depleted with the likes of Stanger and Howie and Devine out.
Yeah, Devine's been out a while. Stanger obviously last game, I think, but Stanger's a big miss. He's another one who's been one of our best players this season.
Yeah, he was probably arguably the player of the season before his injury, getting on the score sheet as well.
I'd say Donnelly. I like Donnelly this season, but no, definitely there's not much between the two. I don't think we should boast that it's quite warm in here and the whole window's steaming up. Hope nobody out there hears us.
I was thinking that,
roasting up here.
whether we say that or not. Peyton looks to get it back off the corner and Alloa read it well. And Salmon. They'll enjoy the battle, the two of them, two experienced pros. Getting physical there, bit of a shoulder barge.
Yeah, can he be a nice tussle between two experienced pros? I think about Salmon and Dylan on Saturday as well.
And they've had it a couple of times, Salmon and Dylan, and that's one that we've seen a few times this season.
Two Irish boys, isn't it? Two Irish boys.
There's Gibson now, he's got tons of space on this right hand side. Looks to whip it in. It's probably going to be a bit too long though. That's probably why Salmon, I think he's maybe on 1 goal in 14 now, and it was that consolation against Falkirk, so it wasn't probably one of his more important goals of the season, but maybe why he's retained his place. He's probably potentially the only forward player that can get physical in terms of that side of things, offer something a bit different if he's not scoring, but I suppose it's up for debate, isn't it? It always is when your striker's not finding the back of the net.
It is. You hear a lot of guys calling for him to be dropped, but I still really like him. I think the shift he puts in every game, like you say, it's not all about his goals. The shift he puts in, I just like it. I just like him.
He complements the other striker well, and Salmon's never been known for scoring goals. Like, I think he was edging closer to his high scoring season when he was on that flurry at the start of the year, so he's probably set the bar a little bit too high for himself with that opening kind of quarter. But
I don't have the stats in front of me, but I think he's only had one real purple patch scoring season in his career, and that was at Kilmarnock when Eremenko was just laying them on a plate for him every week. So it's not his game, it's not his game to score 25 goals a season.
Yeah, I think you are right. I think we did speak about it, and I think it was about 12 goals he scored for Kilmarnock that season. So even then, it's not
as many as I thought.
It's not crazy heights, but
what's he on this season? 10 or 11?
I think so, yeah. So it could potentially have been a wee bit more for Kilmarnock then, because I think he was still 4 or 5 off, but it was never 25 goals. Put it that way.
No. I think Salmon got his move down to England, and Wigan, I think he played for there. And you're just like, I bet hope he gave Eremenko a wee bit of his signing bonus, because he did him a favour that season. I'll tell you just now how many goals he got.
Donnelly dancing forward, looks to whip one in, easily cleared by Graham though. King, now to Colley. Now Colley just skips past South man, will go into the boot. More serving there, hauling down Kevin Colley.
Goals for Kilmarnock.
19, well that's more than I thought, to 19. Be fair. Yeah. So I think he is on 10 this season, so
definitely 10, yeah, definitely 10.
He's still got time.
Yeah, 10.
It's good positive play from Alloa there. He's still going, Kevin Colley. Eventually South snuff out the danger.
Adam's trying to stay away from the glass.
Yeah.
Made it worse.
That's probably a good idea. So we don't steam up and we can see what's going on. Yes, they've played it short. The game's just kind of fallen a little bit flat over the last kind of 5 or 10 minutes. Probably showing them the fact that you're scrolling through soccer base again, but yeah, there's not really much to report. You know, it's quite a frantic start. A couple of good goals, and now it seems to both teams just sized each other up for now. Here's Connolly. Looks to get it back off of his teammate, but to no avail, and O'Donnell's just gifted it back to Gibson, put his team in a little bit of pressure. It's a good ball from Gibson. Irving with the opportunity, well blocked, still alive though. Gibson Jr. whips it in back post, it's a free header and it's hooked off the line by Andy Graham. And it's still alive. Alloa throwing bodies at it. Connolly's shot blocked. Still there. Gibson's cross is a poor one and Alloa clear. Close though to restoring their lead there, the Dunhamers.
Really good interchange play by Queens there. I thought he'd scored the header, I have to say, but hook clear, and Salmon's one is a really good throwing up here just for persistence.
That's the best we get with Andy Graham, isn't it? There's not many people in Scottish football that read the game better than him. Despite not having the legs, he knows where it's going. Picks it off the line. Here's Colley. Buchanan. He'll show his pace, he can. He's skipped past the defender, he's done extremely well. He's still going, Buchanan. It's just kind of behind King a little bit, but still alive. Taggart whips it in, it's low. Curry does well to hold on to it. Good from Alloa, especially from young Stephen Buchanan there.
Yep, a bit of fresh play there. It's kind of brought the game more to life the last couple of minutes with 2 attacks, 1 at both ends.
Here's Gibson. Waiting. To the back post, and Connolly was waiting on it. Wonder if he did. Slightest touch to it there, Scott Taggart. Probably the one that's an excellent defensive header, but he's not wanting to claim for it because it means that his side have lost out in the throw-in.
No, correct. Looks like a Queen's tactic, they keep going for that back post, so Taggart will have to look out for it. There's Connolly and Payton, I think, are threatening at that back post.
Oh, it comes in and it's Trich just kind of takes the decision out his goalkeeper's hands and heads it out. Cross comes in, falling to Payton. Good block there from Graham. Queen's just turning up the gears a little bit. Gibson. Very soft claims there for a handball. Gibson looks to get it back. Quite come off though. Yeah, and here's McKeever with a chance. They are outnumbered, but there's a switch on if he can get his head up and get it out there. He has done well, gets it over to Taggart, stepping out from centre half. King. Cross is not the best one, but Alloa will get a throw in. Shows for it. Colley again with the looking to find a way into the box. Could be able to, might fancy an effort now that he's gone this way. Oh, what a strike! Anything Adam King can do, Kevin Colley can do better. 2 absolute stunners from Alloa has put them into the lead. Kevin Colley with an unstoppable shot from outside the box puts Alloa 2-1 ahead.
Need to add that one to Colley's highlight reel. That's an absolute beauty. Keeper never moved. An absolute cracker.
Goal for Alloa, number 7, Kevin Colley.
It's been a long time since we've said goal, Alloa, Kevin Colley. So it's always nice to see the wee man on the score sheet in just such classic Colley fashion, isn't it?
That's what he's capable of, isn't it? I know he's been played everywhere but goalkeeper this season, I think. But having him there, he's obviously come into a good bit of space there. And we know he's capable of that. He's done it so many times for Alloa over the years. Great goal. We're ahead.
Max Curry rooted to the spot there. He probably made that all from himself. He's the one that took the throw and danced his way inside and let one into the top corner.
Yeah, and he's played well. Colley has had a good game so far. He deserved that goal. On his weaker foot as well. I'm just reading Kieran's tweet here, stealing his material. But he's right, I didn't even consider that. It was on his left foot. Nah, it's all good, man. It's all good. I need that. I need that.
Alloa looking pretty comfortable in possession now. Just 5 or so minutes to the break.
Yeah, we've settled right down now and we're getting our own way a lot of the time. Which is good to see. But it's still been a fairly even game. Queen's still look dangerous in that part.
Yeah, we probably need another 3 to settle this.
I don't know. I don't even want to talk about that. Even at 3-1 against Edinburgh, this wee guy started panicking next to me. I was like, it's in the bag, relax. I felt a bit foolish at the end. There's no chance.
Church is a great ball in, and Buchanan just kind of watches it, but it's come off the Queen of the South defender, and it will be another corner kick. Good ball, good floated cross in there after some decent work from Salmon.
3-1 lead at the break would be excellent.
It would be very nice, yeah. And from again the way that the game started, something we maybe didn't expect to see.
Yep.
But it's goes right to the head of Hendry. And now Graham to McKeever. Drop deep this time. Salmon is providing himself as an option once again. Can't quite get the ball under control, and Harry Cochrane latches onto it. And the South looking to have open another chance or two before the break. It's good from Murray Miller. Another one kind of similar to a few players this season that maybe didn't start the best but have grown into their position, and he's really starting to cement himself in this Alloa team.
He is, he's bringing more to his game, because when he came he was like neat and tidy player, but you know, kind of didn't really stand out that much for me, but technically really good, and he's really starting to push on. That's what he's here for, after all.
He's not quite got that one right though, but opportunity for Queen of the South. Payton. Flick on from Connolly. And did you see that from Willie Gibson? Hands up, complaining, shrugging, you can see.
Absolutely.
It's Payton. Good block there from Church. So still got it though. That's a sore one in an area that you don't want the ball to hit in a cold night. Colley. It's into the hands. Goes cross.
Gibson is cutting quite a frustrating figure out there.
Yeah. He's not quite had the same influence that he did at Palmerston.
But still, he sees first touch and he turns. It's still a level up, I think.
It's unbelievable because the way that he, kind of started finishing his playing career before he started to come back, he thought he was petering out, and he barely influenced games at all. He came back to Queen of the South as reserve manager, and when he came back into the team as a player, you're thinking it was really last, scraping the barrel stuff, and then you see him play, and he's clearly been in the gym and working with PTs or whatever. I don't know what he does, but he back a completely different beast.
I know, because he was always a good player, but he was kind of more. He didn't really realise his potential. But when Queen's got him back as a right back, I laughed until I saw him play. Wasn't it very funny then? Because he was actually really good. No, he's been excellent for them since he's come back.
Corner for Queens just as we approach 45. And will be Lewis Gibson over it. Whips it in with the right foot. Headed away, and Murray Miller might be able to kick start an Alloa counter. Just looks to knock in Crawley, but intercepted. Lewis Gibson, yeah, he's taking it on a run and just showing exactly what we were talking about. Does get the foul, plays advantage. Hawkins there at the edge of the box. Shifts it out to Lewis Gibson. Connolly. He's not got that one right at all.
It was all wrong, but great play for Gibson on the left. He obviously fleeted over the left line to try and make something happen. He was getting a bit fed up, but yeah, Connolly got that one. Half time.
And that would be the last action of the half. It was the worst start possible for Alloa. They went 1-0 down thanks to that man there, number 10 Lee Connolly, but two absolute wonder strikes on the Wasps, one from Adam King and the second one from Kevin Colley has turned this game on its head. They go into the break 2-1 up, and Brian Rice will be a happy man.
Yeah, will be. As you say, particularly after the start, we've come back into the game and we're kind of on top now. Although, we've probably just shaded that first half and it's reflected in the score. So more of the same second half, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll leave you with the highlights of the first half and we'll be back in 10 or 15 minutes for coverage of the second.
Just signing autographs for his fans.
I was just going to say, Brian, the more you stand up here, the more jobs that you get asked to do when the mics are off. So I think that's you signed up to have a million different things in the space of 15 minutes.
Well, you're doing announcing, commentating. I can be on a testimonial committee. I'm fine for that.
I'll be vying for a game.
You can play. You can play. I'm going to play for a couple of minutes.
Well, back to the football. What do you think? What do you think? Probably more so of interest. Willie Gibson will have said to his team at half time, because we've definitely seen a frustrated figure, like you said. No changes at the break for Queen of the South. There has been one change for Alloa. Mark Durnan has made his return for Cammy O'Donnell.
For Gibson, I think they just keep doing what they're doing. I think the final third, they were obviously a bit lacking towards the end of the first half there, but Alloa were defending well, to be fair. Andy Graham in particular, he's good at last-ditch defending. So I don't think Gibson will change that much. Evidently so, by the fact he's made no changes. Let's see what Durnan can do for the back. It's not the quickest back to that, but they are both solid and dependable.
This was always the game, if Durnan had the hint of being available and ready to play, that it would be perfect to get game minutes, wouldn't it? And it's been a long time since we've seen Mark Durnan in an Alloa shirt. I'm trying to think if he did even play many league games at all.
I'm trying to think if he started any games before he at the start of the season. I think he played a couple of League Cup games.
Yeah, he definitely played the League Cup games, I remember. remember that for sure, but because I think he picked up a little knock before eventually going away with the fire service, so that was kind of brought forward a little bit. South with Gibson on the right hand side. He's done brilliantly in the half turn there, puts it across the 6-yard box, and Polly gets the vital touch to put it out for a goal kick, for a corner kick, sorry.
I don't think Dunham's sorry, I'm just looking at it.
Yeah, no,
maybe it's friendlies.
It wouldn't surprise me. It's been a while. He's been at every single game, obviously. It's just kind of been more of a precautionary thing, so he can get through his 8 or 12 weeks, whatever it may be, of training before taking up that.
So on that basis, it's like a new signing, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And it's a guy that knows the club and knows his teammates. So.
Yeah, Player of the Year last year, so it's not a bad player to bring through halfway through a season.
Yep.
Probably latch onto it, not quite. He's still got it here, Todd. It's a ball in from Todd, and Poona South do get the equaliser. It's number 12, it's Kieran McKenna that's got the goal there. No, it's actually, apologies, it is Kieran McKenna.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, good header there, brilliant ball from Josh Todd, and he's flicked it on, no chance for Jay Hogarth.
Back level terms, as you say, well worked.
Goal for Poona South, number 12, Kieran McKenna.
We spoke about Josh Todd quite a bit in the first half, and that's probably all come from him, to be fair. Fortunately, that's just taken my mind to 30 minutes of football, something we didn't want at the start of the night. But still plenty of time.
Could be worse, we could be out there. We're in here. All we have to do is put this radiator on and we're absolutely fine.
With the windows steam up, we might not actually need to watch the football anymore. So. But no, it's been a decent game. Similar to the Airdrie game in the previous round as well, when you kind of come to these trust games, you don't know what to expect, but that was a really open game, and this has been, it's had its flat moments, but it's 2-2, 50 minutes in, it's been fairly open.
I mean, it's way more enjoyable than the one that was on Alloa last night in terms of a contest.
Yeah,
we talked about that at half time.
Well, he's just stolen that off of Miller, but he's through balls intercepted.
I don't think this will go extra time here. I think there's goals. There's goals coming in this game. More goals.
Yeah, and you've got plenty of options off the bench as well. I mean, it's quite early for that sort of chat, but Rodden's back on the bench, Scoogle's there as well. Two players of real quality.
Yep, I don't know if he'll put Scoogle on. I heard Scoogle wasn't fit either on Saturday, but
yeah.
Rod's coming on, definitely. He'll be coming on someplace.
Yeah, and he'll be keen to make an impression as well. We'll talk about him a little bit more when he comes on, but it was probably a more frustrating night than he bargained for at open goal last time he got some minutes.
But the Queen of the South game he came on, he was excellent. Remember, he made the 5th goal, he was really good. He's good off the bench, he is good.
Brendan forward, intercepts that, and here's Millett. Good header there from McKenna. Salmon does keep it in though on that left wing. He's got to show good strength if he's going to get out of this one. Does so.
Great strength.
Is it Willie Gibson not happy with the way that battle ended up as well? Was it his boy that came out and dug him out of it?
Must have been horrible to play with your dad. Horrible, especially when your dad's the manager
I know.
and he's in a foul mood. Must be horrible.
I know.
Awful.
A long trip home in the car if it ends.
Oh, imagine. You should have done this, you should have done that.
Curry claws it away. Murray heads it back into the area, still bobbling about for Alloa. Tags can get it out to McKeever. Lets it come across him well, and to try get something into the box, he's just crowded out there. Colley just hooks it into an area. Durnan. Quite. I think you're going to have to, accept that it's maybe not going to be quite as sharp as what you'd maybe like.
I was actually a bit disappointed that it wasn't Tags, it was up there and it was Durnan, because Tags would have interchanged with Colley perfect there, but you're right, Durnan will be short on that shot. It's a great time to try to blend it back.
And it's interesting as well. I'm trying to work out what's kind of happened to the formation as well. We've obviously swapped our back three, and Colley's now a right wing back, and Church is a left wing back. So it's a change of shape as well, and probably, I don't know if slightly harsh on Cammy, but he'll feel pretty hard done by being the kind of man who's had to make way for this.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It's come all the way through here. It's an opportunity. Gibson on the right hand side clips it back into Connolly. Quick off his line, Hogarth. I suppose it gives freedom, as we're seeing just now, for Colley to get much further up the park.
I think he brings McKeever into the game a bit. McKeever's been quite quiet so far. He does that in some games, McKeever. He is quiet, but then he kind of comes on in like 10-minute bursts.
Oh, and that's good from Church. Skips past his man. Can he get a decent ball in? And Connor Salmon with a glorious opportunity with the header. Banking on him to put that one on target, and it's a goal. Sails over the bar.
Should have scored. Just like Montrose and Saturday, should have scored that close range header. It was a bit of height, it was quite high. I'd expect him to.
Excellent from Church on the left hand side again, though.
Good play. Good Alloa play.
Still locked at 2 goals apiece. Graham over to Tags. Durnan looks to go forward, gets it long to Salmon. Good defending though from Queen South's Mackay. Cochran just does nip in front of McKeever, and Payton comes forward, switches it out. It's an awkward switch out, and it's so awkward that it's gone right to the feet of Salmon, and he'll take it for a run against Gibson again. Durnan over to Graham. Murray Miller now. Nearly gives an opportunity there, but Alloa recover. Probably good for Alloa just to kind of calm this half down a little bit.
Yeah, Queens have started the stronger team this second half, obviously with the goal. They just need to do what they did first half, get a bit of football in the goal.
A bit of a cynical foul there from Adam King, and he's kicked the ball away. Talk about consistencies, he won't go into the book for that. You see Brian Nice looking towards his bench. I think there's going to be a little bit of movement sometime soon. Players that we've mentioned out warming up, along with another couple ranking in there as well.
It's almost time. Throw as many strikers on as you've got on the bench. That's what he always does.
Cross comes in, Durnan heads it clear. Gibson keeps it on the attack for Queen's Oak. There's twisting and turning. Buchanan's back. Did it well. Buchanan leaves his man a little bit there, and Cochrane latches onto that one. Here's Connolly, switches it out to the right hand side. Gibson to deliver, cuts it back to Todd, and it's a sweet sweeping strike there. Hard to say that one, but well held by Hogarth.
Did way to hold it, keeper did way to hold it, but good play defence again.
Coming forward now with Church. Great play from Church to Buchanan, and it's not quite caught cleanly into the hands of Curry. An opportunity for the youngster there.
Was it opened up? He should have hit it with a bit more power. He kind of side footed it. Yeah, it was good play. Good work.
Again, coming from that left hand side, coming from Daniel Church.
It's 2-1 Argentina. 2-1. We're in the 9th minute of stoppage time. 7th. So.
It's getting to squeaky bum time for them.
Do you think that'll catch on? And obviously this FIFA thing with all the playing time, you think that'll catch on in football? Probably, yeah.
Well, it's something that like the referees have been told deliberately to do, to not stop your watch, but every single minute to add it on. So this is probably the most true reflection of what added time should be given. But for me, I don't want to be sitting watching the football come 6:30 at night.
I know, and you're 2-1 up, and you're like, look, it's 4:45, and then somebody says, there's 12 minutes. I'm the same as you. I'm not sure I like it. Must be really nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Like for Argentinians right now, you know, 10 minutes.
Yeah, we're into the 10th minute just now, and there will be probably a wee bit of controversy if it stays that way, because the penalty was on the softer side. Not for our worries are SPFL Trust Trophy, so the real stuff.
Back to reality.
Down with a thud. There's a Queen of the South throw in here in that bottom corner there. And I just wonder if Brian Rice will be looking to his bench a little bit. Buchanan, he's put in a shift, but he's not probably affected the game as much as we maybe would have wanted to. And when you've got someone like Rodden who scored maybe 6 goals this season already in the league, you'll be chomping at the bit. I wonder if it's going to be a simple substitution very soon.
I'd be amazed if that's not a change. You're right.
It's good from Salmon, uses his body well. McKeever's driving forward. Look at that run from King on his left. Sees it, finds Adam King, puts onto his right foot and just passes it down the keeper's throat. Great opportunity again, carved open by Salmon and more importantly McKeever, but King can't take advantage of it.
Yeah, well worked, but King's finish was weak. Pretty easy one for the goalkeeper, Curry to take.
And uncharacteristic of King when we've just spoken the first half about how he loves a spectacular goal. Here's Payton into the box now. Oofed. I think it's cannoned off I'm not so sure what part of the woodwork you call that, but not the cross, not the post of the crossbar, but the bit that holds the net at the back.
Stanchion.
The stanchion. Off the stanchion from Rory Payton there.
Yeah, here's stanchion. That's an old school word, that, Kieran. You're too young for stanchion. I used to use that quite a lot when the ball used to get stuck in the stanchion and stuff like that.
But yeah, Payton just giving us a wee kind of teaser of what he's capable of there.
I think goalkeeper had it covered, but yeah.
Look at that from Salmon, brilliant take and turn, and here's Buchanan's opportunity, and he just can't get the ball under control. It's a corner kick. I think he's probably quite lucky to get a corner kick.
Yeah, he got it stuck under his feet.
the excitement's happening thousands of miles away in the world as the Netherlands have equalised in the 90 or the 111th minute or whatever it may be, 101. But yeah, anyway, big opportunity there for Buchanan. A couple have come his way in the last 5 or so minutes, and unfortunately squandered both of them.
Yeah, it got stuck under his feet, didn't it? I think saying it was fortunate corner there, but take it.
It's Durnan and it's off the bar, and McKeever can't quite put it home. Nearly the fairy tale return there for Mark Durnan.
We know Durnan's got that in his locker. You know, at set pieces he's a threat, and that was a really good header. Unlucky.
Alloa just growing in confidence in this second half. Here's Buchanan.
Your change is correct, that's Rodden just about to come on.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if it's not Buchanan.
Just give back possession to Queen South, and manager just tells Rodden to wait a minute or so. How would you rate Stephen Buchanan's performance? So obviously the first start in probably since that Airdrie game in the last round. He's had a couple of cameos since, but a good solid hour or so this evening.
No, I think he's done fine. I don't think he's done any worse than anybody else. I don't think he's put a real stamp on the game in any way. He's probably wanting to do more with his opportunity tonight, but I think he's done okay. But he'll be frustrated at that last chance here that he missed.
And I hope the manager doesn't make a fool of me and take somebody else off
No,
after.
We've summed up his performance. We'll take Andy Graham off or something.
Here's Cochrane. Looks to get Irvine in behind. You can see that Irvine has the pace on Mark Durnan there, and Cochrane looked to exploit that, but to no avail. It will be a substitution for both sides. Mikey Ruth also coming on for the visitors. Brad Rodden. It will be Ross Irvine, the man that was just involved in that last bit of play, coming off. And Bradley Rodden will be coming on for Buchanan. I think Rodden's just pointed at him and he makes way, so no foolery up here.
Well, we don't have a sub sport like Queens did there, do you see that?
I think
we get one of them on the budget there.
Pat Dunn's, he's in for a cup of tea.
Pat wouldn't be able to work it. He needs the old school ones with a plastic. Take them off.
Just a point from Bradley Rodden ends Buchanan's night. And Rodden will get straight involved. He just can't quite get it out his feet to unleash Church on that left hand side, and now he's going to have to cover in that left back area. Graham gets a toe to it, and as far as Todd. Out into the right now, Gibson delivers, back post to Payton, but Durnan rises highest. McKeever, good for McKeever, just sucks in his defender and shifts it out to the left to Rodden. Black and gold shirts flurry forward, Rodden's ball's into the box. Salmon, brilliant from Salmon. McKeever's shot's right at the keeper, and he have a second crack at it, blocked. Beautiful play up to that final finish from Ross McKeever.
He could have taken a touch, couldn't he? McKeever could have taken a touch, but it was great play. Salmon did really well to lay him off, but I thought he should have taken a touch. But it's easy to say stand up here.
That's twice that Salmon in quick succession has held it up well and flicked it through to his attacking partner. Both times unsuccessful though.
This game could go either way here, either way.
Salmon latches on to A loose one from Hendry, looks for the ambitious ball. It's the right idea, but not quite executed.
What we're saying in the first half, Sabin perhaps not prolific at the moment in terms of scoring, but not taking fault his performance tonight, the shift he's put in.
Yeah.
It's been really good.
Oof. And that one nearly took us by surprise as Gibson, the manager, steps out defence and fizzes one just wide.
I think it was a bit further wide than what I looked up here perhaps, but the replay will probably show different, but he was kind of slicing it to his left. Good run for Gibson.
Hogarth goes long. McKeever wins the flick on well. Salmon, he does well, but I think he's on a different wavelength to Kevin Colley. Brendan just been sucked out of defence, but will come to nothing. Kevin Colley asking a bit much, and Graham, he's not happy with his former teammate there. He goes into the book, but you can see he's having quite a go at the youngster.
I actually thought he had caught him, but Andy seemed to think otherwise, but it looked like he caught him a bad one for you.
Yeah, he's certainly limping away anyway. I mean, to be fair to Connolly, I don't know if he would be limping away if he's got the free kick and the yellow card.
I think if Andy's shouting me that I faked it, I might just keep it going for a week. He's going to go in this box, big man's going to have another go at him. You can see he's not going in the box, look, he's staying out there. I'm staying here.
He's get back into life now. Mackay blocked though. McKeever just nips that off of Gibson, and here go Alloa. It's Kevin Colley on that far left hand side. Gibson powering it back, but Colley delivers. Rodden's headers over the bar. Another opportunity goes a begging for Alloa.
More good counter attack work there. We seem to be sort of soaking up and playing on the counter. That was another really good chance.
And Dunfermline have just gone 5-0 up apparently. Although mine's still saying 4, but I'm seeing 5 from next door. Anyway, it's a dominant performance for Dunfermline away to Arbroath. Dunfermline, a team that have not really put anyone to the sword this season despite being top of the league.
They play quite cagey though, Dunfermline. Maybe they've just opened up, but Arbroath must have youth team or something. Just guessing.
Here's Rory Payton. He finds Mikey Ruth in behind. Murray Miller covers well. It looks like Payton was going to get up and nip that one off. Alloa have gifted it back. It's good defending from Taggart. Still going south, latching onto that second ball. Payton is up, Durnan deals with it. Taggart hooks it somewhat clear, but skewed header. Let's give Alloa a bit of safe possession back. Not too sure what Chippers. He's shouting something at referee Greg Aitken. Really the best that we don't know, to be fair. There will be a substitute, maybe that's what he's maybe kind of trying to get him on. I wonder if we will see the introduction of Stefan Skugel. He's animated, yeah, he's certainly animated.
It's not as bad as maybe Peter Grant.
Yeah, I was
remember we were doing the COVID commentary, and it was like you had to put an 18 certificate on it every week.
He was the
third. Because you couldn't get rid of it. He was shouting so loud.
He was the third commentator every single match day, wasn't he? As soon as the game finished, nicest guy ever.
Aye, I know.
In between the two whistles. Yeah, I do remember it well. good from Josh Todd. Let's get past Millett. Connolly. Cross will come in from Gibson. Maybe not, but these boys shifted it out. Yeah, that's no pocket money this week.
You'll hear about that all the way back to Dumfries. All the way. That pass.
It is an interesting dynamic though. I do wonder, in all seriousness aside, has it changed? I would imagine Gibson's only just turned 18, he'll probably still live at home and stuff like that. It's one of these stories that doesn't come around very often. I think this is only the second time they've actually played together as well.
I think he'll be looking for his own place. That's my guess.
He'll have to negotiate a better contract off his dad to get a new place. So. Oh, it's all fun and games. Wouldn't have it any other way in Scottish football, would you? Kiva, good wee triangle there. Connolly does well. Connolly. Murray Miller just tries to win it back, and Queen and South have just shifted that round them. Connolly spreads it out. Here's McKay. On the right hand side, Gibson does put one in. Mikey Roos waiting for it. Graham clears. Keever holds it up and then just about gets it out to McKeever. He's going to have to go back the way. It's not enough on it, and Hogarth, it's good that he's quick on his toes because Alloa nearly gift Queens the lead there.
I mean, good pressure by Queens, to make that mistake, but a bit crazy stuff. 15 minutes to go, Kieran. Extra time's coming.
Don't say that.
Don't say that.
I think it's a terrible indictment that when I was sat in that stand at Cumbernauld at open goal, pretty much by myself, that I was just cheering on any team to score, so I didn't have to sit for another 30 minutes.
I was saying, because remember Broomhill had a chance right after the equalise. They went up the park again. I said to my mate, I was like, I says to my mate, I'm not bothered if you score here. I really am not bothered. It's been a terrible game. Should they say that, I'm
not quite the same tonight. I definitely feel a bit more. Definitely more invested, and I'm warmer, which is always a bonus as well. And then we've got Stefan Skugel coming on. So just as we fear extra time, we probably bring on one of our star players. Comes on for Murray Miller, and it'll be interesting to see what sort of impact he can make, because you know what you get with Skuggs.
Terrific. Every week. Terrific. Particularly since he's come back from his injury. Remember, he came on at Kelty, he was excellent, and then since then he's just kept that level up. A bit off at times on Saturday, but I think he was carrying on. But I thought he was still our best player.
Colley's delivery straight into the hands of Curry. Yeah, and he's got 15 minutes to stamp his authority on this game. And his impact is it's Queen of the South that actually look to come forward. Connolly into Payton. Just tries a little bit too much. Graham reads it well and clears.
Really good defender by Andy there to get his body between the man and the goal there. Just wee simple things like that.
That's good from Ross, and look at that from Skugel already, picking up the pocket of space, driving forward. He's taken a sore one already. And it's typical Skugel, isn't it? That sort of play, that sort of intelligence to get into the space, but again, just somebody just kicking him because they can't keep up with him.
Correct. He's limping already, which is good. I think he'll surely run it off.
It's not even that he's that pacey. He just seems to be, a step ahead in his mind. The anticipation, the intelligence.
His first touch and his drop off the shoulder is kind of a level above sort of Scottish League One, and he's done it constantly since he's came. But that first touch gives him the space that you've talked about.
Payton into Connolly. He's managed to get quite a lot of space. He goes down. Oh, he's given it. Wow. Wow. It's a penalty kick to Queen of the South. Lee Connolly goes down with 13 or so minutes left of this game. Queen of the South have a brilliant opportunity to take the lead. And I'm not too sure if it's maybe because he throws his hands up a little bit, it looks more theatrical, but to me it looked a little bit soft.
I'm looking at the replay team over here, but I wasn't sure.
Durnan's arm is across Lee Connolly, and he will have the opportunity. Has to put his side ahead, and he makes no mistake from the spot. Queen of the South go 3-2 up. Lee Connolly with his second of the night from the spot. And with 13 or so minutes left of this game, Alloa have got it all to do to take it to extra time.
I think with regards to the penalty, it happened in the other box. We'd have been shouted for it.
Far too early to decide on man of the matches, which is we've just had whispered into our ear. But yeah, it's all to do for Alloa. We've joked about not wanting extra time, but now Brian Rice will bite your hand off for it.
Extra time, we want extra time. We want extra time. 34 minutes. We do.
I promise, I was only joking before.
You got your wish, Kieran. I hope you're happy. Hope you're happy.
But it is Rod, and it's managed to sneak its way through, and he's slipped through McKeever. And it's Salmon! Oh, he's got it all wrong, Connor Salmon. The anticipation waiting on that one. Oh, he's just got it all wrong, quite simply.
It came on with, I think, more pace than he thought it would, and yeah, he fluffed it. Could still be some goals here, Kieran. Finished yet.
Here's Gibson. Salmon. This gets crowded out there, probably the first battle he's really lost. And that is a foul there from Graham on Ruth.
I think Queens have been better second half. I think
yeah.
Can't really begrudge them being in front. I don't think there's been much in it. Queens have been pretty good second half. Definitely much improved.
Yeah, I would say so too. They've come out the better team. I think you can probably debate the penalty. I think when you do raise your arm like Durnan does, then you always give the referee the option to do that.
I think if it's in the other box, Kieran, I'm screaming for it. So,
yeah.
I mean, I have to say.
And Alloa come forward now. McKeever, Salmon looks to take the heavy touch on Gibson. Oh, he's unlucky.
Good tackle.
He did everything right, to be fair. I can hear the frustrations in the fans, but it's a tough one to take, and he backed himself, and it's good defending in the end from Hendry.
It was a great tackle.
Gibson fancies the effort. That's off the crossbar, and Josh Todd will head home. He will send Queen of the South into the quarter-finals of the SPFL Trust Trophy. Hogarth could do nothing about it. That shot's come off the bar, and Josh Todd's headed into pretty much an empty net. And Alloa have had their chances this second half as well, but they find themselves at the wrong end of a comeback and out of the cup most likely.
Yeah, Gibson's shot was a cracker. He's got a lucky break off the bar, but he's headed it, put it in well, and that looks like game over.
And it will take something quite miraculous. We scored 3 goals in 5 minutes against them last time, but it would be even more miraculous than that if Alloa were to see themselves in the hat for the next round.
He's wrapped it. Your granddad's wrapped it.
Yeah, that's Father Ted, as we call him, off up the roads. Too cold. I think that's the hand warmers in his gloves finally run out.
I could have a shot of mine. No, he gave me a round for being late when I came in. You're late. Come by. Yeah. Frightening.
Half an hour before kick-off.
Well, you're right. Where have you been in that? Said, how you doing? I was just talking to him. Not seen him for a while, so I was just like, how you doing?
Yeah, I think a few Alloa fans have followed him out the door. He won't be pleased that we've called him out in front of the whole pay-per-view for leaving the game early, but I mean, you would imagine the game is pretty much done now.
7.5 minutes to go. It's going to be tough to come back now. However, as we've seen in the World Cup game there, the Dutch did it. We thought that was over, so we'll see what happens.
Will be a double substitution for Alloa. Craig Howie will come on for Andy Graham, and Luke Rankin will come on for Connor Salmon.
I thought both the guys had good nights that's coming off. Salmon and Graham, thought they both played really well. See what Rankin can do. Who did he score against, Rankin? Remember his first
Peterhead.
Peterhead, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, he scores for fun in the reserve league. You know, he'll score multiple. Yeah, Alloa directors have given man of the match to Scott Taggart. No, wouldn't have been my pick. I could surprise them all and give them my pick over the Tannoy at full time. But who would you go for man of the match? It's probably, you know, I think Lee Connolly's had a pretty decent game for a Queen of the South side. I mean, we're never going to give it to an opposition player, but in terms of influential folk in their side, Josh Todd as well gets his goal, but he's been pretty faultless as well in the midfield.
One of the two of them. For Alloa, I'd probably go big man up the top. Obviously, Martin thinks otherwise.
Yeah, I think Church as well will be ruining his strikers' missed chances, because he probably could have had 2 or 3 assists if they were maybe firing a little bit more. He's been good on that left-hand side. Colley as well has put in a pretty solid shift from right back and right wing back. But it will mean very little in the end. Cross comes in. Todd does enough. Mackay puts it back to his goalkeeper, and Curry just about clears. Durnan. And I suppose when we are looking for positives, that will be positive. We've spoken about it, but Durnan back on the pitch. Something that we can take away from tonight as Colley dances his way, and it's well blocked as he looks to add one to the highlight reel. McKeever. Good from Ross McKeever. Now Colley gives it back to McKeever. Gets it back another time. Double blocked out for a corner. Just not falling for Alloa in this second half.
No, we'll keep the pressure on here, but again, crowded box, so couldn't get it through.
O'Donnell. Corner. O'Donnell? King, sorry. Corner straight into the hands of Max Curry as he lets the clock tick down. Still 4 or so minutes left of normal time, but really we could probably end this at any point.
Yeah, looks like mostly Portland Road ends depleted.
Yeah, we'll just have to win the Scottish Cup instead.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's not bother. Get a good run in that.
Like you say, this is a good wee tournament to get a good run, but
Yeah.
I
I mean, you can look at it getting home ties in the last couple is favourable, but to get kind of 2 ties against full-time teams, and interestingly to play this one on a Friday night as well at our own request, it kind of always puts us at a little bit of a disadvantage against a team that are full-time, but I mean, nobody's using that as an excuse. I think Alloa have competed well tonight.
don't think they played badly here.
It's just the finishing at both ends of the park. As Connolly, good feet from Connolly. Can he get his hat trick? Didn't know where that one was going. It's just not got enough on it.
And it goes back to what we said at the start of the game. Queen's fans might say otherwise, but I don't know how Connolly doesn't play every week based on what we've seen tonight.
That's a lovely floated ball over to Church. Gives it short to Rankin. Rankin's cross is blocked. Alloa corner. We'll see McKechnie coming on for the visitors. And he will be coming on for Lee Connolly. He won't get his hat trick, but he'll have done himself absolutely no harm in getting a place in the team when the league action returns.
Yeah, he's had a terrific night. He's getting a standing ovation to the Rotherham support, which is yeah, I would do the same. Can't blame him for that. Taking a while.
45 seconds walk off is what we're getting from the. That's Alloa's version of the VAR room over there. Alloa will get to take this corner eventually. Comes in, decent looking one. Durnan, and it's off the line, and that would have made it an interesting end to the game. And those are the chances, and Alloa have had a few of those in the second half, and it's just not quite fallen for them. Durnan in particular with a couple. Hogarth. Forward for McKeever. Lovely flick on from McKeever. Colley. Too close to Curry. Putting the south bombing down the right hand side. I'll go out for a throw in. As we edge into extra time here. 3 goals in the second half from Queen of the South is the difference between the sides as they look to catch Hogarth off their line. He goes long, looking to carve open maybe one more opportunity. Colley into Rodden. Rodden over to the left hand side to Church. Is a decent ball. He'll need a decent delivery. Not a bad one, just too much on it. Rodden's header is out for a goal kick. And it's back to league action next week. They'll have to dust themselves down. Falkirk are coming to town, and it's another big game for Alloa.
I'm looking hopefully for a bit of revenge after the disaster at Brockville when we kind of lost a few goals early on. But hopefully that'll be quite a tasty tie. We'll have a big crowd, and it's a winnable game. It's definitely a winnable game. And tonight, don't think we'll have any bearing on that game. So no, it's a free hit, an open game. I don't think we'll Falkirk, they were 3-0 defeat, so maybe see if it affects them.
Yeah, similar sort of. Queen of win another foul. There's maybe a wee bit of frustration there from Adam King. Referee just entering into the second minute of additional time. We're just watching the clock just as much as you back home. Gibson standing over it, switches it out. Colley leaves it. I don't think he knew that the kick was behind him. Durnan just stands it up, wins the shy for his team. Looking for an option quickly, not quite coming off. It's a questionable throw-in just about. I don't think I know quite what he's doing there, and it's Gibson skipping onto his left foot. Durnan does get back well to recover, and the referee does blow for full time. It's Queen of the South that are in the hat for the next round. They've turned this game round.
Just a free kick.
Oh, I'm reeling off my full time.
He had his summary off there. His summary was off.
And he's done it now. It's the referee blows for full time. Queen of the South see themselves into the hat for the next round. They've turned this game on its head. They've come out 4-2 winners. It was 2-1 to Alloa at half time, thanks to Adam King and Kevin Colley's 2 goals. But Kieran McKenna, Lee Connolly, and Josh Todd were the difference in the second half. Alloa had their chances, but they were made to pay for it. It was a bit of a free hit, like you said, during the game, and unfortunately for Alloa, they do not see themselves